All right, today we're jumping into a message that's, well, it's so direct it might make you a little uncomfortable. It's a challenge that, once you really hear it, you just can't unhear it.
The source material kicks off with this really blunt idea to make one thing crystal clear. Jesus didn't stutter here. You know, this message we're about to unpack, it's not supposed to be fuzzy or easy to explain away. It's meant to be heard, understood, and, yeah, acted on. That's the whole point. Okay, so let's get right to those words. We're going to look at the foundational scripture that's at the very core of this whole thing.
And here it is. It's from Matthew 25. For I was hungry and you gave me food and so on. But it's that last part, that's the kicker, right? Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. I mean, just feel how direct that is. It's raw human need, boom, directly connected to a divine encounter.
And that's what leads us to the central point here. This passage, it's not really set up as some deep topic for a theological debate club. It's a command. It's something that doesn't need a ton of interpretation, it just needs obedience. The whole point is action, not just sitting around thinking about it.
Okay, now let's see where this goes, because the next idea is the one that really flips everything on its head. The source calls it a radical identification. And this is where the message just becomes world-altering. It completely changes how we think about who God is and maybe more importantly, where we find him.
And here it is. This is that big perspective shift, the aha moment. It's not just about, seeing a little bit of Jesus in the poor. The source makes it clear that Jesus is saying he is that person in need. He's literally equating himself with the hungry, the forgotten, the person on the margins.
This slide just lays out the difference so clearly. Look at the left column. That's how we usually think, right? Feeding the hungry is charity. Welcoming a stranger is hospitality. Being nice. All good stuff, for sure. But then look at the right. That's the transformation. Suddenly, feeding the hungry is serving Christ. Welcoming a stranger? That's opening your door to the Lord. It takes these simple acts of kindness and turns them into these huge, profound acts of worship.
So, okay, if that's the what, then the next big question has to be how, right? How does this radical idea actually play out in the real world? Well, this next part is all about putting that idea into practice. It's what the source calls a faith with hands.
I love this line. It just nails it perfectly. Christianity is not a spectator sport. I mean, think about it. Faith isn't something you're supposed to just watch from the sidelines. It demands you get in the game. It requires you to actually get on the field. And this is such an important contrast. It's drawing a line between, the performance of faith and the real thing. It's not about posting a verse on social media and then walking right past someone in pain. It's about the quiet, tangible stuff, loving people who can't pay you back. It's about faith actually showing up right where it's needed most. So where does this kind of faith live? Well, it's not always in a big, fancy church building. According to this, real, active faith is found in the most ordinary places of human need. It's in kitchens, it's on the streets, it's in hospitals, it's found in all those quiet, unseen acts of compassion.
The source basically interprets this whole thing as a roadmap, like it's a direct instruction. Hey, if you want to know where I am, stop looking in all the usual expected places. Go look for the hungry, the thirsty, the lonely. That's where I'll be. It's like dropping a pin on a map.
And all of this, it brings us to the final and maybe the toughest part of the whole message. This is the point where it stops being a concept we're just talking about and becomes a really direct, personal question for each of us.
So the question isn't just what does the Bible say? It becomes what did I do? When Jesus was hungry, did I feed him?
When he was hurting, did I even notice? Or was I just too busy, too wrapped up in my own stuff to see the pain right there in front of me?
And what about when someone was ignored, cast aside, made to feel invisible? Did I step in? Did I have the guts to show them that they mattered?
And really, this is the big takeaway. Love isn't just something we say. It's not a feeling. It's what we do. It's an action. It's a verb.
So the final thought to leave you with is this. Maybe, just maybe, the highest form of worship isn't a song we sing in a church, but the simple, powerful act of caring for the person right in front of us, as if we were caring for God himself. And that's the kind of worship heaven recognizes.